Hi, my name is Keisha Lepettit, and today I'm going to share information about working with an architect for a duplex build. This is the quick and dirty version, so if you'd like more details, I encourage you to stay coming back. I hope to release more information about our learning portal soon. In March 2022, my husband and I completed a project that we wanted to try for a while to build rental properties from the ground up. We built 2 duplexes. It was a great addition to our small portfolio and added 4 more doors to our property management responsibilities. I can honestly say this was by far the most exciting work project that I've ever had the privilege of experiencing. It is great fun to watch something go from mental concept to paper to 3D. I also enjoy working with my hands, so I got to do a little of that too. And I'll share more about that journey here. I welcome your questions and your experiences. Let's start with how we chose our floor plan. We knew that we needed a floor plan that was narrow because we wanted to fit 4 units on a lot of 100 by 100 feet. And we wanted each unit to be 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. So when we looked at floor plans on the internet, we focused on ones that were long and narrow in their design. We settled on one that our general contractor had used before. We changed it up slightly and used the same architect that our general contractor had used. So if you look at our initial drawing, the one that we started out with, you'll notice that the entrance doors were right next to each other. There also was an entry door to the main restroom from the hallway, in addition to one being inside of the main bedroom. And then there was a door, a back door in the main bedroom. Now, in the next iteration of our floor plan, you will see that we decided to add an island, and we changed up the washroom and bathroom configuration. And so, yes, there were more iterations. I would say we did about a month's worth of changes. Us looking at the plans, requesting changes from our architect, him making them, and in this iteration, we decided to get rid of the island. We also wanted to put the restroom back like it was because I thought about the fact that do you really want a door to a restroom opening up to the kitchen? So we configured that back to how it was. We also made a change to the closet in the main bedroom so that we would only have to purchase 1 set of bifold doors instead of 2 as it was on the initial plan. And that was actually a recommendation from our general contractor. So we were quite pleased with that recommendation. We also, I think, made some window sizing changes. And so that was the iteration, which led to our final iteration. And so here in the final iteration, this was what we came up with. This was the final design. So let's talk about cost. We were required to pay half down for the deposit, which was $1,558, and our total was $2,997. Yes, we paid $2,997 for our plans. I've since priced other architects for another project, and let me tell y'all, that was one hell of a deal. I'm guessing that we got a discount based on his relationship with our general contractor, or that the plans were very similar to previous ones that he's done, or either the Lord just favored us on that one, but I think we got a real good deal. And these were all of the plans that were included in our packet from our architect. And I'm just going to walk through these plans very quickly to kind of show you what they are and what they entail. The first one is the site plan, and a site plan is a scaled drawing that maps out all of the major features of a property. This includes the structure being built, it includes utility hookups, landscaping, driveways and sidewalks, property lines, drainage, easements, etc. This is a top-down view of all of those things for your property. Now, the floor and elevations plan is a drawing that shows the layout and dimensions of each floor of the house, including walls, windows, doors, and other features. And then the elevation shows you what the house looks like from the front, sides, and rear. The electrical plan shows the locations of electrical outlets, switches, and other components, as well as the wiring for lighting and appliances. The foundation plan will show the layout and dimensions of the foundation, including the footings, the columns, the walls, and any other components. The ceiling and roof plan is a drawing that shows the layout of the ceiling and roof, including the type of framing, insulation, ventilation, and other features. And then finally, the general notes and specifications is written instructions that provides details about the construction of the house, including materials, methods, and the standards to be followed. So the total turnaround time in working with our architect was 3 months. We reached out to the architect in mid-December, and by mid-March, we had our finished plans. Okay, so when it comes to soil testing, it is my understanding that this task is usually handled by the architect before they begin engineering and design, since they will use soil information in determining details about the foundation, the materials, landscaping, etc. I cannot recall any details regarding a soil test or seeing results from a soil test in any document. Now, that doesn't mean that one wasn't done. I just don't remember anything about it. So unfortunately, I can't share any details with you about that. I assume they did it and all was well. Okay, so here are my final notes regarding working with an architect. My first piece of advice is to choose an architect who you can communicate well with. Our architect was Spanish speaking. He spoke English, but most of his engineering and staff did not. And to be honest, his answers were very short and broken. There were times that we hoped that he understood what we said, but we'd only really know when the revisions came out. Turns out that he did for the most part. However, I think my experience would have been improved if I felt confident that we were on the same page at every step of the way. Now, I mentioned earlier that I'd priced some other architects since working with this one. And let me tell you, that language barrier wasn't that big of a deal that I would forego the value that this one provided. So there you go. The next piece of advice, and probably the most important one that I can share with regard to what I learned in this, is to check your plans for gold plating. Gold plating is when something is over-engineered for aesthetics or maybe extra durability, which isn't a bad thing. Architects are trying to give you the best and most durable product that they can. However, with an investment property, cost is a priority. So there were some things that the architect put that the city didn't require. For instance, I think he had rebar spaced at 12 by 12, and the city requires a minimum of 16 by 16. This would have meant less rebar and less labor. I think the grade of rebar was also over the requirement. Then there was the ceiling height. I think he may have initially had us for 10-foot ceilings, and 8 foot was fine with us. Window sizes, I think I mentioned those earlier, they were another area where we were okay with going smaller. So some of these things are not things my husband and I would have known, like the rebar, but our general contractor and his team were able to point these things out. So make sure you pick out a good general contractor and that they understand your priorities. That's all I have for you today. I'd like to take a second before I go and thank you guys for all of the positive comments. I'm glad that you're finding these videos helpful, and I hope that you will take the leap if you haven't done so already. It is very gratifying in the end. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.